Proud of myself. I remember that. Proud of myself. I remember that. Hey, it's great to see you this morning. I'm going to be the first to say what I'm so thankful for this morning, and that is that I can actually see my garage floor after our move. Yeah, we're pretty excited about that. We can see it. We can actually, there's actually a pathway to walk and maneuver a little bit in there, which is exciting. No, in all seriousness, many of you have reached out to us kind of in this challenging season that we've been walking through. And so thank you so much. And I'm excited to be with you today. So you kick us off. Tell me something good today. Tell me a win you had this week. Tell me a win you expect this upcoming week. Something you're thankful for. Anything at all. You guys kick us off. What do we got? Come on now. I'm just going to sit here till somebody says something because I know you had something good this week. Kick us off, Dylan. Come on, bro. What do you got?
Well, I'm thankful for this group and just being around just like-minded individuals like yourself. Got a listing going live this week and then just winning a contract with another client. And I got 2 closings this week. So it's a pretty busy week this week.
Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, there's a lot of agents out there not reporting out like that, Dylan. So that's what I'm talking about. Great job, buddy. And you made a great point, Dylan, of just connection, right? Hey, let me tell you something, team. I think one of the biggest things we miss sometimes is we get isolated. We feel alone. One of the reasons I started this call is so that we don't, to make sure that we get around like-minded people and think in the right direction. I guarantee it changes your week. So well done, Dylan. Somebody else this morning. What do you got this morning? Anything at all? Carrie Lynn's wearing her Go Real military shirt too this morning. That's what I'm talking about, Carrie Lynn. Rhonda's going to Booked and Branded. Yes. Hey, if you're anywhere near Nashville or you just want to go to Nashville, let me tell you what's happening on Thursday in Nashville. From 9 to 4, okay, there's an event called Booked and Branded. This is broker agnostic, open to every real estate agent on the planet. In fact, I would say just open to any entrepreneur or business owner on the planet. And it's all about how do we make sure today that we are branding ourselves in a manner that gets us booked, that gets us more business, that gets us in front of more people. There's some big names going to be there, all right? Like Brad McCollum. If you don't follow that dude, you need to go follow him right now, okay? Shaking everything up in the real estate industry. I mean, we got a number of people. I'm low man on the totem pole on that speaking setup, okay? I'm just kicking it off. Everybody else is going to bring you everything after that. So we would love to have you if you want to get out to Nashville, okay? There's still tickets for that. Anybody else this morning? Come on. Somebody had a win this week. Anybody? Going once? Going twice? Y'all quiet this morning. Okay.
Hey, good morning, Dusty.
Hey, good morning, Carmen. Go for it.
Okay, so I am thankful that I closed my listing. I had it in the market for 45 days. I put it at a really good price. I thought I was gonna sell like faster. Then I lowered for $5,000. Then I have 5 offers.
Wow.
And I sold it for over asking price, and they pay for everything. They pay for the title company and no closing costs. So I am thankful for that.
Come on now. Congratulations. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, team. Well, we got to do our job out there at a high level right now, and we got to be creative. Okay? We got to find a way. The answer is, I don't know. The answer is we're going to find out. So great job finding out, Carmen, and doing what you needed to get it done. Ryan Holmes, go for it. I saw you had a clappy hands, and then I saw you had a raised hand. I think maybe hit the wrong
I think
one.
it's all the above. It's just all the above. It's all the above.
What do you got this morning, brother?
First of all, I'm the non-real estate on here. I'm thankful, one, our power is on, but we've got a lot of linemen, I'm sure, in places. Storms came through. It was terrible. Shelton Stadium at football field at Hardin-Simmons wiped out. Dusty, just a little note there.
Whoa.
But my praise, and I sent you a question because I'm still working on the Zoom. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to interview 2-time Masters champion Ben Crenshaw for my radio show. What? So I'm a little nervous about that Zoom doesn't freak me out. So, but yeah, I'm excited about that.
Hey, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, yes, so number one, prayers for folks kind of all over Texas right now. We had, I've I've never even heard of this. It's called a derecho. Has anybody heard of that? I never heard of that either. But basically, it's like storms that move in that just massive wind. We had like 80, 100-mile-an-hour winds last night. We got power out everywhere. In fact, I almost sent an email last night just saying we may not have a call this morning, just depending. So in our area, we did well, but just keep that in mind. It was pretty heavy across the state of Texas. And Ryan, my buddy there, lives back in my hometown of Abilene. And so keep those folks in your thoughts and prayers, because there was definitely a lot that happened last night. Also, I want to tell you one more thing I'm grateful for. I actually got to go to Abilene this last Monday after our call. I had a good friend of mine that was retiring. I got to speak to a few hundred cadets that are in ROTC, and I got to take, what was awesome is I got to take my 2 kids with me to see this and be a part of it. And anyway, it was just really cool to be able to pour into our future. You know what I mean? Here's what I'll tell you. Based on the young men and women that I saw in that room, we got a good future. Okay. I was so impressed. I asked my kids, I said, what did you think? My daughter said, I was terrified and also felt very like I had massive respect for them. Right? She was like, I was because they were, they were yelling and screaming, and, yes sir, no sir. I mean, it was awesome. I've never been in a room that responded to me that much in my life, Carrie Lynn. Like I would ask a question, like a lot of times I'll ask a question in a room and it's like dead silence, like sometimes when I say, y'all got anything to say? And in this room, I'd be like, are y'all tracking with me? And they would say, yes, sir. And I was like, oh, y'all got me amped, man. I was supposed to speak for like 15 minutes. I think I went 35. You know what I mean? I just kept going, Kevin. They just kept saying, yes, sir. So I just kept going. So anyway, it was super awesome. So here's what I want to talk about this week. Last week, we talked a lot about just, hey, what is it maybe that we need to look for more of, right? We talked about a lot of times we're looking for more in the wrong places. And if we want to be looking for more, we want to be looking for more clarity. We want to be looking for more purpose. We talked about what are the things maybe that we need to let go, right? What are those things maybe that are hindering us, that we need to take those things that are hindering us, throw those things off of us, and have the courage and the boldness to go, hey, I'm just letting go of these things in order for me to move forward. Sometimes you got to take a massive step back. We got to take a 30,000-foot view and take a look at what needs to adjust. And sometimes adjustments just come our way and we didn't even choose them. You know what I mean? But here's what I want to talk about this week. It's in that same lane. Last week was, what do I need to get out, like get rid of or move away from? Okay, that's holding me back. This week, I want to challenge you of what you need to lean into. Okay? Because just like there are things we've got to, as we take that 30,000-foot view, like we talked about last week, taking that 30,000-foot view of our life, of our business, of our relationships, right? All the above, and going, hey, what do I need to remove? Where do I need to make adjustments? This time I want you to go, hey, where do I need to lean in? Where am I not leaning in that I need to lean into? Okay? And here's the reason that I'm bringing that up. If you take a look today at your life, at your business, at your relationships, I guarantee you there is an area of pain that you can identify of something that you know you need to be doing, something you know you should be doing, and yet you're not doing. Would you agree with that? Okay. And so I want to ask you first and foremost today, I just want you to write the word life. I want you to write the word business. Okay. I want you to write the word money. I want you to write the word spirit. Okay. Mind. And here's the question I want you to answer in each one of those categories. And if you want to put more categories, go for it. Okay. This is for you. You can do this in every category of your life and your business. And here's the question I want to ask you. What is one thing in that category that you are not doing that you know you should be doing? What's one action that you are not taking that you know you should be taking? And here's the question I want you to really, really answer and dig in a little bit deeper on it. And that's this. Okay. What is it that you are not doing in that lane of life, or in that lane of business, or in that lane of relationships? What is it that you are not doing that you know if you would begin to do, it would radically change that part of your life or your business? You with me? Yeah, we're getting like super real today. You're like, man, we're only like 10 minutes into the call. Yes, yes, we are. Okay. Because here's what I know. All right. You and I have been taught from the beginning of our lives to avoid pain. Yes or no? Okay. I'm going to coach you today to walk right smack dab in the middle of it. But because can I tell you where we learn? In pain. Can I tell you where we learn? We learn in uncomfortable. You with me on this? All right. Now, I'm not saying that we don't learn anything when we're comfortable. I'm just saying if you want to go, how many of you are on this call because somewhere in your world you want to go to another level? I mean, right? You don't come on here to stay the same. If you do, like you signed up for the wrong call. Okay. Like I come on here every week for all of us to go to another level, to go to a level that's going to radically change, okay, your life, your business, your finances, your spirit, your mind, your relationships, like you name it, okay? And here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk through an exercise, and we've done this before. If you've ever been bold with me, you've done this, but we're going to walk through this season right here because I want you today to get off this call and lean into the pain of the action that you are not taking, because I'm telling you, that's where, on the other side of that is where you want to be. All right. And I'm not just telling you for you, I'm telling you for me too. Like I'm on purpose leaning into things that are uncomfortable for me, things that are painful for me. Okay. Because let me tell you, my comfort got me to a place that I did not like. I'm going to say that one more time so you can write it down. My comfort got me to a place that I don't like. It fooled me. You with me? Okay. And I'll tell you, we live in a world that screams comfort at you. Screams it. All right. With my kids, I purposefully make them uncomfortable. Okay. Like I want them to feel that. This is one of the reasons I took my kids to see these 253 cadets. I was like, let me show you uncomfortable. Okay. They were like, Dad, are they going to do this all week? I'm like, yeah, they get up at 5 a.m. Yeah. And they make their bed like you do, except they make it a little bit better. Okay. Like they tugging in every corner, Kevin Lewis. All right. They ain't missing nothing. Quarter better bounce off that thing. Right. Okay. Like I wanted them to be uncomfortable. Here's what I want you to do. Out of everything you just wrote down, I want you to pick the one that screams at you on that page. The one that you know, man, it is way overdue for me to take this step. Like it's time for me to leave my ego at the door, to stop making all my excuses that are getting me absolutely nowhere. All right. And I'm ready to step into this. All right. Do you have that one? I guarantee it probably didn't take you long to pick it, did it? You already knew. All right. All right, here's the first question I want to ask you, okay? I want to ask you, what pain do you associate with taking that action? Like what's the pain? What's the reason that you're not taking it? That's the question I have for you. Can we all agree that there's a pain associated with whatever you just wrote down, yes? Okay. So first thing I want you to do is this. Okay. What benefit do you get by not taking the action? In your mind, there's a reason you're not taking it, right? There's always a payoff. Okay. So for instance, my buddy Anthony started running. I know this because it's been on Facebook, and he told me, and he's right, that it's way before the last mile that it starts asking you why you really are doing it. Okay. All right. But there's a pain associated with taking that step, right? Because hey, like if you just start running tomorrow, let me tell you something, it's going to hurt. Okay. If you're not used to getting up at 4 a.m. and tomorrow morning you get up at 4 a.m., it's going to hurt. Okay. So there's a pain associated as the reason we don't do it, but there's also a pleasure you get by not doing it. Because if Anthony doesn't go run, he doesn't have to hurt. Yes? You guys with me on this? Like, it's the reason that we don't do it. Because I don't want to hurt. I don't want to feel pain. I want to be what? Comfortable. Comfortable. Okay? So the first is, what pain do you associate with it? The second is, what payoff do you get? Okay. Here's my third question, and this is where I want us to camp out for a few minutes. Is I want you to ask yourself this question. What is the cost of you not taking that action? Okay, now, before you write something down, can I just challenge you on this cost piece for a second? Because this is where we miss. It's very easy for us to identify why we don't do something, right? Like you and I go, well, I don't do that because that's going to be painful. I don't want to do it, right? It's very easy for us to identify the pleasure that we get, right? And we think it's easy for us to identify the cost, but I'm going to challenge you that I don't think we actually identify the cost. I think we sugarcoat the cost. I think the cost you may have just written down is a sugar-coated level of cost. Okay, let me explain to you what I mean by this. Okay, so I had a gentleman that was in a room with me one time that was admittedly overweight. Okay, and in the room he stood up and we kind of started working through this with him in front of everybody. Okay, there's like 200 people in the room. Imagine that, just laying your stuff out there. Okay. And his words were, I said, what's the action that you need to take, sir? He said, I have to lose 100 pounds. Not I want to, not I need to, I have to. I said, why do you have to? He said, I've been to the doctor and the doctor has informed me that I have no choice at this point. I have got to lose the weight. Okay. And so I asked him, I said, so what, so he said, I've got to eat. I've got to be on a diet. I've got to work out. And so I said, okay, so what's keeping you from doing that? What's the pain? He said, honestly, the moment I start to work out, I feel sick. Anybody ever have that? Okay. Like he said, the moment I start to do it, I just physically feel sick. And so I don't want to do it. And I said, well, what's the pleasure you get? And he said, well, I don't have to be accountable and I don't have to feel sick. Right. So then we got to the cost. And I said, what's the cost if you don't do any of this? And he teared up. And he said, I won't be able to play in the front yard with my kids. That's what he said. Okay. He had 2 little kids and another one on the way. He said, I won't be able to play in the front yard with my kids. Now I want to ask you, is that the cost or is that a cost? Do you understand what I'm asking you? Okay. That's a cost. It's not the cost. What's the cost? Anybody? What's the cost?
He's not even here to see his kids.
There you go, Debbie. Anthony, you're spot on. Hey, so I leaned in with him, and I want you to know he did not like it. Okay. I asked for permission. Can I coach you? Can I lean in with you? He said yes. And I said, I want to tell you that you're sugarcoating the cost. And I asked him a question. I said, are you okay with somebody else raising your kids? That was my question. That's a brutal question. He got angry at me. And I said, please don't get angry at me. I love you. I'm sincerely asking you because that's what's going to happen. I said, you want It's not you won't play with them in the front yard. You won't see them graduate. Okay? You won't walk them down the aisle. So, he was sugarcoating the cost. So here's what I'm going to plead with you today. Whatever cost you wrote down, don't sugarcoat it. Okay? Because the cost is heavy. I want you to think about the cost if you don't sell any homes in the next 3 months. What's the cost? I want you to think about the cost if you don't get up every day and do your job at a high level. Okay, what's the actual cost? You with me? And only when we identify that can we do the last part, which is what's the gain? Like what do we actually get when we finally do? You with me? But here's the biggest thing I want you to know. The gain is not what will, like the idea of the gain is not what will take you to actually accomplishing the action. Leaning into the pain is what it will take to actually accomplish the action. You with me? Understanding what you could lose if you don't. That's where you and I have to lean in. So my questions today are, what areas of your life do you need to lean in that you are not leaning in on? What difficult conversation do you need to have today that you have not had? What difficult decision do you need? Hey, can I tell you guys something about decisions? Everybody write this down. There is health and wealth in making a decision. You with me? Like, make a decision, okay? Whatever the decision is, draw a line in the sand, make a decision, step across and go, this is my decision, I own it, and I'm moving forward. That's healthy, okay? You with me on this? And that's uncomfortable, all right? So what areas are you seeking comfort where you need to be leaning into uncomfortable? Because can I tell you where true comfort comes? On the other side of uncomfortable. All right? When you and I lean into the spaces that we don't like, that's where you and I find the level of comfortable that we're actually looking for, okay? Right now, you just got surface level comfort to begin with. And I can promise you this, okay? You keep doing what you're doing, eventually you're not going to like what you got. Okay? I can promise you that. All right? Does this help you guys? What area? And I just want you to take it area by area, okay? Take a hard look today. Take a hard look today at any gap that you have in your business, and I guarantee you there's a level of pain associated with it that you don't want to take, and take it. Okay? Same thing in your life, same thing in your relationships. All right? I want you this week to lean in. Last week was, what do I need to get rid of? This week is, where do I need to lean in? Okay? And Dylan, you're spot on. Dylan said this. You guys make sure you write this down. He said, not making a decision is a decision. Okay? There's no such thing as being passive, in my opinion. There's only active passivity. Okay? You choose to be passive. That's a choice that you make, right? And doing nothing is a choice. Let me tell you something about the market that we're in. If you're in real estate, okay? Let me tell you something about the market that we're in. Doing nothing will get you exactly that. All right? Like the days of your phone just ringing, okay? That game's over. You doing nothing will get you exactly that. You doing only what you want to do and only what you like to do will get you exactly that. I had this conversation this week with my kids, okay? We had the conversation about there is nothing they will ever do in life that's not going to have some level of I don't want to with it. You guys tracking with me on this? Like, I'm telling you, I don't care what it is you're doing. There's going to be some level of I don't like that. I don't want to do that. Okay? And those are exactly the things that we need to be leaning in on and doing. All right? So I can promise you this. If you will take that one action that you wrote down on that piece of paper, everybody hear me. You need to take an action on it in the next 24 hours. Do something in the next 24 hours that's in alignment with that action so that you can get yourself into alignment. All right. Don't wait. Don't come back next week and we've done nothing. I want you to make sure that you take one action step today in the next 24 hours that's going to take you further forward. You'll know you're doing it right because it will hurt. You're welcome. What a great call, right? Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for pouring into my pain. Okay, let me hear from you. What'd you write down today, or what are you taking away with you? And y'all better not say nothing, because I know that's not true. Come on, what are you taking away?
I know that I need to make more phone calls for my business. And I think when I hear people tell me no, I relate that to they're saying no to my dream. And so that makes me take the no even harder. So I know I need to make more phone calls. So I need to understand they're not saying no to my dream. They're just saying maybe not right now, or they're in a different walk in their life. So I just need to understand that and be able to differentiate the two.
That's right. That's right, Leanne. Yeah. And the yes is coming, right? The yes is coming. That the reason so many people quit real estate is because they don't stay in the game long enough to get a yes. Right? And here's what I know, Leanne, about your dream. Your dream is big enough to stay in the game. Okay. All right. Anthony said, my comfort got me to where I am. Come on now. Right? Powerful clarity, thought-provoking on what we need to do. Anybody else today? Anything you're taking away with you?
I gotta go back and watch the Facebook video again and sit down and be focused and not multitasking while I'm doing this.
There you go.
There's
I've got to get something fixed.
Debbie, that's spot on. Hey, I would encourage you, go back and watch this and literally sit for 30 minutes and figure this out. Like, nobody's too busy to do that. Sit for 30 minutes and figure this out so that you can start to move forward. Okay. Anybody else this morning?
The one thing that really stuck with me is that there is a cost to your decision, whether you decide to be uncomfortable or comfortable. There is a cost to it. Which cost do you want to pay?
That's right. That's right. Hey, here's what I'll tell you. There's pain on both sides of this, guys. There is pain associated with your comfort and there's pain associated with your discomfort. But I promise you the pain with your discomfort will be way better for you than the pain of your comfort. You just don't feel the pain of your comfort yet. Okay? I'm feeling mine. Mine's hitting me square in the face. All right? So, this week, lean in, get uncomfortable, and I look forward to seeing you next week, okay? I love you guys. Bless you. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. See you next week.